I'm going to demonstrate entering the information that we gathered using the RESNET 1. Airtightness test form, which is part of the Airtightness test book guide. I'm going to show entering that data into our TECTITE 4.0 software, which is a free download from the energyconservatory.com website. So the first step, we'll go up to File up on the top up here. So this is the screen that will come up once you launch TECTITE. And from this screen, we'll go to File. And our choices are either New Test or New Test with Custom Configuration. And you'll want to set up a custom configuration when you first start that has your company name and company logo in, and then you can open that up every time, and then all of you won't have to re-enter your company info and your company logo every time. So I've created a custom configuration already, so we'll open that up, and this one already has all the test data included, not the test data, but all the test all the background information about the homeowner and the size of the home, etc. So this has all that information entered into it. I'm not going to take time to go through that today. We'll do another webinar on TECTITE, but this is more on just entering the data for RESNET 1. Test. We'll choose manual for method. So we've got manual for method, test standard, RESNET 1. Test. And we're going to manually enter that information into the software. So we click to the next page, to the test graph page, and from the test graph page we'll choose data table. Here we'll click right on data table there, and that pulls you up to the manual test data entry screen. So now we'll start entering information in here. The first information on our test form is the baseline pressure reading. So we'll go to Edit and enter baseline readings. We'll click right on that here. Click on that, and that brings up our baseline screen, so we can enter in our numbers. So we have the first number is -1. We have to remember to enter our negative signs. -0.9. -1.2, -1.5, -1.2. So then it calculates our average baseline in our baseline range. Click OK. So click the OK button. It brings us back to this screen. So it calculated our average baseline reading and our baseline range. Now we'll, off of our test form here, we'll enter in the data we had. -151.2 is for this first screen here is if we're entering it into software. When we enter into software, it's taking those 5 baseline readings we entered as our baseline. And remember, we'll want to change our house from by 50 pascals, and we start out at 1.2, and the number we brought the house up to was -51.2. And what you'll enter in this screen is not 50 pascals different than that one, but what you actually got from your 10-second building pressure reading, the reading off of your gauge. It might not be exactly that, but what you'll want to enter is the number that was on your gauge when you did the 10-second average test. And our fan flow is 2000. Okay. And the next information we want to enter is the indoor and outdoor temperature and our site elevation. And we'll click on our button over here, enter, edit temperature and altitude data. We'll click right on that box. Indoor temperature was 70, outdoor temperature was 50, and our altitude was 830. Click OK. Down on the lower right side here, click OK. And it's giving us a warning that we didn't enter our time averaging period. So if you forget to enter something, it'll come up with that warning, either the baseline readings or the altitude or any of these items up here. And over here it's asking for our time averaging period of 10 seconds. Okay, now I've plotted a point on our test graph, and we'll go to next to see our results. And here it's showing our results of 1945 after it's done those temperature and altitude adjustments for us. And then all the other information will be calculated based on the other data we entered in there. So let's take a look at the report. Go to File, Preview Report, and we're going to look at the detailed report. And so it's got our company name and logo up here, our customer information, our airflow at 50 air changes per hour. That's helpful if you're doing tests for energy code. And then it'll show all of the information that you entered in, all of that data also. So that's our demonstration. That concludes our demonstration of entering the test data into the TECTITE 4.0 software.